Hello, I'm Sebastian. I am a rising junior at Gunn High School, and my third milestone for my self-lacing shoe was the completion of the project without any modifications that I want to add later on. So the first thing I did after completing my second milestone was I took all the wiring and components, the two buttons, and mounted it onto a perforated board that I could then mount onto the back of my shoe. This process took me a little while because I wanted to get it right the first time, because having to resolder and take off all the wires from the first perforated board and then having to fix all that would have been a very lengthy process that I wanted to avoid. So that being said, I did encounter some issues wiring my perf board. It didn't work with my shoe, and I was a little bit confused at first, but I took a multimeter and I tested all the connections that had to be working. So I found that a lot of my connections weren't there. So to fix that issue, I used some solder bridges and some wire bridges to bridge those connections, have them actually work, and it ended up working then. Also, my force sensor wasn't working, so I had to replace the force sensor with a new one. Fortunately, it was an easy fix. It wasn't something that I had to deconstruct my shoe to fix. For my laces, I attached them to the servo arms here with a plastic loop, and then I screwed the plastic loop into the servo arm so that it would stay tight, and then I knotted the ends of the laces so that they wouldn't come back out of the loop. And on this side, where I have only one lace going, I couldn't use the plastic loops because they were too big. So I took a zip tie and I kind of made my own plastic loop out of it by taking a screw and looping it and then screwing it into the servo arm so that the lace would fit nice and snug in there and wouldn't fall out. And then just as some security, I also knotted the ends of the laces to make sure they wouldn't fall out. And now, if you touch the force sensor, everything's plugged in, as you can see. It'll tighten like that. And then a modification that I hope to add later on, though, is some sort of a spooling mechanism on my servo arms, because as of right now, I had to find the ideal length for the laces to be at attached to the servo arm so that they would tighten the best at only a 180-degree range of motion, because if it keeps going more than that, it won't tighten more, it'll just kind of go in a circular motion. So I wanted to get it to where you can keep tightening and it'll spooling on itself. And the same thing for the loosening mechanism. I'm very excited to add some modifications later on, and thank you.